guys, welcome back to another powerful conversation on your mindset, your power. I am so happy and grateful you're here. Today, we're talking about something that comes up in so many of my coaching sessions. And honestly, it's something we all battle with. What to do when things don't go your way. We all have been there, right? Those moments when life throws a curveball, so unexpected, it feels like the universe just flipped your plans upside down. Maybe your big work project suddenly got derailed. Maybe you trained for months only to get injured right before the big race. Or maybe, like me, just a few months ago, you were stuck in an airport for 7 hours because of a mechanical delay. In those moments, you really only have two options, my friend. One, let frustration take over, complain, react, and make the moment even heavier. Or, two, accept that you can control and shift the focus to what you can. That day, I chose option 2. Yes, because listen, I realized the situation was completely out of my control. So instead of spiraling, I started talking to every other passenger. We shared travel stories over drinks and dinner. I made some new friends and passed the time laughing. The problem did not disappear, no, but my stress did. And I got to my destination safely without letting that delay ruin my whole day. And that experience at the airport, my friend, made me realize something so important, and maybe you agree with me on. So often, when life doesn't go our way, our first reaction isn't to look for solutions, it's to complain, right? We vent, we stew, we replay the situation in our head, and the truth is, I've been guilty of this more than once. Yes, which brings me to the first big shift I want to talk about today. Breaking the complaining loop. Nobody enjoys being around constant complainers, right? Not because people are cold or uncaring, no, but because complaining is like an energy vacuum, my friend. It drains the life out of the room, right? And trust me, when I talk about being a complainer, I speak from my experience. And I know I've told this story before because 14 years ago, we moved to a place with cold, snowy, and long winters. And I complained about it nonstop. I complained to my family, to my friends, to anyone who would listen. Until one day, I realized, wow, this is exhausting. Not just for the people around me, but for myself. So I decided to change my perspective. I couldn't control the weather, no, but I could control how I responded to it. I started focusing on the beauty of winter, the stillness, the snowflakes, the quiet. Now I even bundle up like I'm climbing Mount Everest and go for walks on those freezing days. Yes, and here's the thing. Every time I do it, I feel recharged and I feel accomplished because even though it's challenging, I still go for it. And now, here's the thing about complaining, my friend. If we stay in that space for too long, it doesn't just drain our energy. It plants us right into the next trap, which is staying stuck. Yes, we stay stuck. Because when life gets tough, many of us don't just complain, we also slip into that why me mode. And that's where things can really start to spiral. Yes, you know those thoughts when you say, why does this always happen to me? This is not fair. Everything is ruined now. Yep, that is the victim mentality. And the danger is that it keeps you frozen. Your energy gets locked on the problem, not on the solution. No, it's like sitting in a car with a flat tire, staring at it and saying, why me? Over and over, instead of grabbing the jack and freaking change the tire. The longer you sit there, the less progress you make, and the more hopeless it feels. How are you going to solve the problem? Complaining. And talking about solving the problem, that's where one of the most valuable skills you can develop comes in. Yep, the ability to become a problem solver. This skill changes everything, my friend, especially when things don't go your way. Think about it this way. When you have a strict teacher who hands you an assignment with confusing instructions, or maybe a boss who piles on last-minute changes, your reaction determines everything. Yep, you can either shut down, complain, and wait for someone else to fix it, or you can figure out the next step, even if the path isn't perfect. Listen, problem solvers are flexible. They adapt. They don't wait for someone to rescue them. They create options for themselves. So be that person, my friend. Don't get stuck in the why me. Learn and practice problem-solving skills. Take responsibility for finding solutions yourself. And here's the thing. Being a problem solver isn't just about fixing what is in front of you. No, it's about the way you think when life throws you an unexpected turn. Because the biggest breakthroughs don't happen when you keep the same mindset. No, they actually happen when you shift it. Which brings me to the next piece of this conversation, which is moving from limited mindset to an unlimited mindset. Why? Well, because when we see adversity as the end of the road, we shrink our world. Yes, but when we see it as a redirection, we open the door to possibility. Think of it like a GPS. You miss a turn, and it doesn't say, oh, game over, go home, right? No, it simply recalculates the route. So life does the same thing. Those detours, they often lead to their best destinations. Yes, you move somewhere new, and boom, you meet your soulmate. Yep, you take a job you didn't plan on, and it becomes your dream career. You follow a twist in the road, and it turns out to be the best decision you ever made for your family. Think about that. In the moment, it might feel confusing or even painful. But one day, you will look back and say, that's why it happened. Right? So keep moving forward, my friend. Don't fight the detour. Lean into it. Because the path you didn't choose might just be the one that takes you exactly where you're meant to be. So when you start seeing adversity as a redirection instead of a dead end, something amazing happens. You stop being scared of it. You begin to realize it's not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you. And that leads us to an even bigger perspective shift. The truth about challenges and adversity. Let me explain this. Because if everything in life were effortless, think about it. It might feel comfortable for a moment or for a while, but eventually it will feel empty. Listen, if you woke up every day with nothing to work toward, no reason to stretch yourself, no challenge to grow from, life will start to feel flat, right? The joy isn't in the obstacle itself. No, the joy is in the transformation that happens when you face something hard and come out stronger on the other side. Yes, there is nothing, my friend, nothing more satisfying than accomplishing something you once thought was impossible. But you were able to accomplish it through hard work, commitment, and yes, sometimes some sweat and maybe even a few tears. And if you reflect back, you'll see this has always been true. That's part of life. Because learning to walk, ride a bicycle, swimming, none of it was easy at first, right? You fell, you got bruised, you maybe even cried, but you kept trying until you succeeded. Life's bigger challenges work the same way. They require persistence, and persistence builds something priceless. Resilience, my friend, and that's what we're talking about next, because resilience is like building muscle. Resilience isn't something you're born with in full supply. No, it's like muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. You don't get stronger by lifting feathers. No, you get stronger by lifting heavier, something that challenges you. In life, those heavy moments, those are setbacks, failures, the tough seasons, are the very things that build your resilience muscle, my friend. That's why learning to fail and embracing adversity is essential. Yes, like Thomas Edison once said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He didn't see failure as proof he wasn't good enough. No, he saw it as a feedback, as an information and a step closer to success. That's the key. Every time you fail, ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I adjust? How can I come back stronger? Failure isn't the opposite of success. No, my friend, it's part of success. And let me give you another example of resilience. Taylor Swift, one of the most successful and influential singer-songwriters of our time. As a kid, she was rejected by every Nashville record label she approached. But that rejection became her fuel. Yeah, she learned guitar, sharpened her songwriting, and did not stop until she earned her deal. No, and later when critics questioned her talents, her voice, her songwriting, she didn't shrink. She took voice lessons and wrote an entire album on her own to prove she had what it takes. And when she didn't own her early music, she recorded it. So to take back the control. That is resilience, my friend. That's power. And you can do it too. You can turn adversity into your advantage. And this is what we're going to do next. Here's how to reframe challenges so they work for you and not against you. You might want to press pause right now. Maybe grab a pen and write this down. Yeah, I'll wait for you here. Because these tools and techniques are crucial for coping with life's disappointments and finding a new path forward when struggles show up. Because they will. They will, my friend. They're part of life. So here's what I want you to do when adversity knocks on your door. First, pause and evaluate. Before reacting, stop. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what really happened? What are the potential consequences? What can I do next? This pause can save you from making emotional decisions you will regret later. It shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. We have talked about emotional intelligence in other episodes. Well, this is emotional intelligence in action, my friend. Number 2, separate what's in your control from what is not. If you can't change it, stop wasting energy fighting it. That doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. No, feel them without judgment, but don't stay stuck there. Number 3, look for the hidden opportunity. Ask, what is this moment teaching me? Maybe this turn is here so you can make new connections, maybe to learn a new skill or gain a new perspective. Often, growth hides inside uncomfortable moments. Yes, they expand your resilience, make you stronger, and push you to grow. So embrace them, my friend. Number 4, take the next best step. You don't have to solve everything instantly. No, you just don't have to get stuck in the complaining phase. No, focus on what you can do next and take that action, my friend. Number 5, get support. It's okay. A friend, a family member who listens without judgment, a therapist, and a coach. And listen, I'm always here for you, my friend. Number 6, practice mindfulness and meditation. And this one, let me tell you, my friend, has transformed my life over the past 4 years. Deep breathing and meditation has changed the way I see challenges. They help me slow down, become aware of my emotions, and respond with more calm and clarity. Mindfulness gives you space to see the storm without becoming the storm. And number 7, My goodness, practice gratitude, my friend. I can't emphasize this enough. Gratitude will shift how you see everything. When you focus on what's working, even in small ways, you start seeing every problem through a different lens. For example, let me give you an example. Your AC breaks in the middle of the summer. Sucks, I know. It's annoying. But if you live in gratitude, you might think, okay, well, let's get it fixed. And in the meantime, I'm thankful for my fans, because I have some fans and electricity and cold drinks to keep me cool. This isn't toxic positivity, my friend. It's about changing the lens to see what's still working instead of getting stuck in what is missing. It's huge. All right, let's recap today's big takeaway. Complaining drains your energy and solves nothing. Yep. Staying stuck in why me keeps you frozen. Problem solving is your superpower, my friend. Superpower. Shift from limited to unlimited thinking. Resilience is like building muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Heavy moments in life are your weights. That make you stronger. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Use it as a feedback, not as a final verdict. And Taylor Swift's journey reminds us that rejection can be fuel. Persistence and taking back your power can change your entire path. Adversity can become your advantage when you pause and evaluate before reacting, right? Second, separate what is in your control from what is not. Third, look for the hidden opportunities in every twist or turn. 4, take the next best step, no matter how small. 5, ask for support when you need it. I'm here for you. 6, practice mindfulness and meditation to stay grounded. And 7, live in gratitude so you see what's working, not what's just missing. Remember, my friend, you don't have to love the challenge. No, but you can love who you become because of it. Yes, life will always hand you moments that don't go your way. But it's not the moment that defines you. It's your response. That choice will determine whether the situation breaks you or builds you. Adversity isn't always the enemy. Sometimes it's the coach you never asked for. The one that pushes you harder than you thought you could handle. Forces you to adapt and reveals a strength you didn't even know you had. So the next time life throws you off course, resist to stay in the why me mode. Instead, shift to what's next? What is the next move? Because that question opens doors, my friend. That question leads to action. That question turns adversity into your advantage. And here's the truth. Every challenge you face carries the potential to shape you into a wiser, stronger, and more unshakable version of yourself. So when life gets hard, breathe, stand tall, and remember, you're not just surviving here. You're training for the life you're meant to live. I believe in you. I appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for you, my friend. And as always, share this episode with someone you love and save it so you don't miss the next episodes. Talk to you next week. I love you guys. Have an awesome week.